Mart coming up, so we're waking up bright and early here at the Walmart in Springville, Alabama. Just a little past Birmingham. We're about to run in, grab us something cold to drink, hit the restroom, come out here, make us an oatmeal, and hit the road and go do some of that there driving today. We did a full day yesterday, and I took the day off from filming, but we are back at it today. We're headed to Dalton, Georgia, and from Dalton, we're going to Calhoun, Tennessee, and from Calhoun, we're going to Rutherfordton, North Carolina. So we got a full day to go. You want to ride? I think you should ride. Doors open. Hop in. Let's go. Rock and Roll Trucker.
This is the Rock and Roll Trucker. We're knocking out miles, we're eating good, we're rocking and rolling and having a good time. Come along for a ride. Let's see where we can go today.
Alright folks, let's get on the road. Let's get out of this Walmart and get this heavy load delivered. Unfortunately, it's a stupid two-stopper. Not real fond of that. Let it be what it be, as we always say. But, we got a customer down in Alabama we pick up for, and sometimes they're one-stoppers, sometimes they're two-stoppers, but from what I can tell, they pretty much pay the same amount of money, regardless of it being two stops or one stop. When it's multiple stops, they still all go to Dalton, and they'll be within a mile or two of each other, but it's time and trouble and effort, and I feel like there should be a pretty good difference in the pay from a two-stopper to a one-stopper in my world. I mean, that is taking up your time, it's taking up your effort, but contracted freight, they've got it laid out, is what it is. We will get it done, and then we will move on to our next one that really isn't that great of a load either, but it's what we've got to work with for today and tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll grab something up good that'll throw some revenue on this truck, because we got to get to turning some money on this thing. Looks like decent weather this morning. Looks like it rained some last night while I was in bed. It seems like right before I fell asleep, I vaguely remember hearing some coming down and hitting the truck. Whenever I can stay up forever, right? I have an iron will when it comes to staying up, not going to sleep. But when I finally go to sleep, I go to freaking sleep. Like, I'll sleep through storms, I'll sleep through noises, I'll sleep through, whatever, most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes I get a little tossy and turny, but for the majority of the time, I sleep pretty hard. So it was either raining or I was imagining it was raining, but I'm pretty sure it must have been because the pavement was wet this morning. And I just had to run the windshield wipers by one time. So, context clues tell me there must have been some precipitation. Yeah, precipitation, folks. Yeah, got to use them noodles up there. Deductive reasoning, Yeah. So what are y'all doing this morning? I had me some oatmeal there, some maple, what's the flavor? It's maple oatmeal. Yeah. Now, them people came around that curve with a quickness there. It's like, that's a hard curve to see around. What is it? Let me look at my trash can here. Maple brown sugar. Why can my bean not think of brown sugar this morning? Yeah. Maple brown sugar oatmeal. I got me a cold drink full of powerful chemicals headed over here. Ooh, Red Bull. Yeah. Hey, Red Bull, talk to your boy. Get Rebel Dan first, because he's the king of the Red Bull, but I'm next in line, all right? Come on. Y'all need to start dealing with truck drivers. Y'all got enough extreme sports people. Come talk to the people that really need that stuff to keep us going today. Yeah. Them Formula One drivers, they got teams of nutritionists and doctors and stuff to keep them all powered up and going. Come talk to your boys and your girls out here in the 18-wheelers. We're the interesting people. We're the people that really need that go juice. Yeah, get Rebel Dan on that Red Bull sponsorship and then come to this guy right here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not that y'all see this, but if you do, there's any Red Bull representatives out there that's a fan of truck drivers. that ever run across this video on accident thinking you're looking for something else, and you push play on accident, hopefully it lands on this part, and you're like, you know what? He's right. Well, we're on the interstate. We're on 59, one of my least favorite pieces of road in the history of the world. It's going to get bumpy soon, and I'm going to go drive. Y'all hang out, go get your breakfast, brush your teeth, brush your hair, or a comb, if you will, whichever one you prefer. Or for y'all that ain't got no hair, shine that sucker up. Do something. Make yourself feel good this morning. Let's go driving. I'm going to go driving. Y'all sit over in the jump seat, take a nap after you have your breakfast and all that stuff. I'll wake y'all up in a bit. See y'all in a little while. Greetings once again, everyone. We're pulling away from the Pilot in Rising Fawn, Georgia. Had to stop and get some fuel. This is one of my top 10 cheap fuel stops for today on the route that I'm on. Number 3 actually, but the rest of them were further away than I really needed a chance of making, so we went with number 3. It's within a few pennies. Pump price at the Pilot is outrageous. I got a little bit of a discount on there, and apparently I was talking to Rebel Dan on the phone earlier. He is a resident of the state of Georgia, and he says apparently, I guess the governor of Georgia is considering, I don't know if it's because of I guess it's because of the fuel prices, is doing like a state of emergency and suspending fuel taxes on diesel and unleaded gasoline for now. So I guess that is why all of my top fuel stops were listed in Georgia today. That's all I can figure. Even with that and the discount and everything, still not great. These fuel prices are getting scary out here again, folks. We're on a steady march towards $5 per gallon. Inflation is crazy and everything. I just want y'all to remember, a lot of people look at it, you know, when prices start going up and everything, they like to point a lot of the finger at the truck drivers, you know, but y'all out there making all the money while we're out here, you know, going broke. I can assure you that is not the case, folks. We're not getting any of that money that y'all are seeing on the shelves either. Our freight rates to haul right now are like way down, and fuel prices are way up. I can assure you, we are not the enemies. We are not the ones out here making your stuff on the shelves expensive. We are feeling the pinch just as much as you guys are, and our wages are heading in, you know, at least on the owner-operator side, our wages are heading downwards and being tighter just as much as y'all's are. It's like we're not, you know, we are feeling the squeeze too. It's I can promise you all that extra price you're seeing on the shelf is not coming from us. We got nothing to do with the reason that fuel is going up, you know, towards $5. We got no reason. We are not a part of all these double-digit inflation rises we've seen. You know, it's hurts us too. I know I'm feeling it. I'm absolutely feeling that squeeze with the rest of y'all. So don't blame us. We're just out here doing our best to get it to the stores so y'all can buy it, and it's getting harder for us to get it to the stores for you to buy it on account of these rates and these fuel prices. It's like they're charging more for it at the stores. The factories and corporations are selling it to the stores for more, and they're paying us less and less to get it to the store. So yeah, I know it sucks for us too, but yeah, fueled up, got us some good fuel, got enough to probably last us the next day or two, if not 3, depending on what we do from here. I know, like I said, I'm going to Dalton, Georgia to get off 2 stops, and then run into Calhoun, Tennessee to grab a short run going to North Carolina for tomorrow. No idea what we're doing from there. We were fed a bad load going to Chicago. We were lined up for one, but I did the math on it. It was going to be a 2-hour deadhead to get it tomorrow, and it was going to be a very heavy water load, and it was going to Chicago, and after all was said and done, the rate per mile, the overall revenue of that was in no way, shape, or form near enough to justify me taking a 2-hour deadhead and hauling a heavy water load to Chicago. It was not worth it, and I had to back off on that. I learned in this ball game here with the owner operating, don't say yes to things just to be the guy that gets along. If it don't make sense for your back pocket, say no. Turn that bad boy down. Hope something better pops up when you're leased on to a company. You know, if you're running your own authority, again, learn to say no. Learn what to scroll right on past on those lists. Know what is not going to be worth your time. Know what is not going to be worth your effort. Know your value and do the best you can to get what you need to survive. Like, I wouldn't have technically lost any money on that Chicago load, but I would have been doing all the work for basically next to no profit at the end of, you know, by the end of it. And I'm not in this game to do next to no profit. It's got to be worth my while. And I sent a message and explained my situation with that, and they said, okay, we will unassign you from that and hunt something else. No harm, no foul. I didn't appear to have made anybody mad. Of course, that's hard to tell through text message, so who knows, but, you know, I understand them trying to find something to keep me busy, and I hope they understand that I like staying busy, but it's got to be something that makes sense for my effort. So, yeah. So we don't know what we're doing past tomorrow morning yet. Hopefully by the end of the day, we will know that. I'm going to drive along. We're getting close to hitting, we won't be too terribly far from hitting I-24 and heading off in and through Chattanooga here in a few miles. Who knows what traffic holds for us there. And then we're going to go get these 2 stops off, hopefully in a quick, timely manner over here in Dalton. I will reconvene with you fine folks after we get into Dalton and get on to the next leg of this trip. Y'all hang tight, be good, and I'll be back in a little bit. What's up, y'all? You want to see some of this supply chain you always hear about? Check this out. I'll show you. If this was a cooking show, what I've got in here, the dish would be called a deconstructed carpet. These are carpet seeds. Check this out. Look at all this. This is quite crazy. Check all that out. It's yarn. It's yarn. All of that will be turned into textiles over here at Shaw Industries here. That'll most likely end up being carpet. Check that out. There's your little piece of the supply chain. Alright folks, as you saw, I took you in the gate with me over there at stop number 1. We got that off pretty quick. They sent us basically just around the block to stop number 2, not even a mile away. We got in here, we got that off fairly quick, made us a sandwich, ate some apples and caramel, had some little apple slices and a little cup of caramel sauce. That's good. Yeah, that's a little lunch. Got us a nice blue Powerade there. Yeah, we'll quench the thirst. We are going to weasel our way back out of this stop number 2 and head over to Calhoun, Tennessee to load what I guess is going to be tissue paper, toilet paper, something along those lines. And we're going to North Carolina with it. Yep. And then we got sent another load going from there to Piedmont, South Carolina to Rogersville, Alabama, with a load that really isn't great. That seems to be the reoccurring theme this week. I don't know why that I keep getting these little things like this tossed to me when I specifically said that I wouldn't mind heading out a little further out this week to chase some better revenue. And it seems like all that did was make whoever's booking these loads dig their heels in and say, no, we're going to show you, we're going to run you around short for mediocre money. That's what it seems like is going on right now. Anyway, it's an oddity. It's an oddity. I requested to go out a little further and chase some money, and I immediately got met with a 600-mile load that didn't pay worth a crap. Now I'm getting put on a 350-mile load that pay is not really worth the time, just to be honest with the amount of time it's going to kill. I don't know. I thought I might end up getting something to go a little further out into the Midwest or something. Thought we'd get us a 700 or 800 mile run somewhere in some direction where there might be a little bit of money. And even if the rate wasn't that much better, at least there would be more miles on top of it to accumulate some revenue. So I don't know. That's an oddity to me. I don't know what gets lost in communication sometimes in truck driving, but it's what it is. We're going to deal with it. We're going to run it. We're going to do it. We're going to hope that we get met with something good to run over the weekend. Maybe they're going to find me something long to run over the weekend and then work me back. That'd be fine too. Give me a good long one over the weekend. Well, deliver Monday morning or Saturday or Sunday. I don't care. Let's get some revenue on this truck. I got to make some money, right? That's what we're out here for. We're not out here to just run around and pretend like we're truck drivers. I can pretend like I'm a truck driver at home. When I'm out here in this truck, I want to make money. Yeah. We're on the way out of this here Shaw plant. This is Shaw plant number, or the one I just delivered to was 4Z. The stop number 1 was plant number 2. They got a warehouse across the road from here. They got a plant and warehouse next door. Dalton, Georgia is Shaw Industries, pretty much. They're everywhere. I mean, it's shocking the amount of warehouses and plants they've got around here. Every part of this town's got one. Everywhere. Like, this town is kind of dependent on this company. Really, that'd be bad news if anything ever happened to Shaw Industries. That is for sure. For sure. Here we go. We're getting back out to the guardhouse. I got to hand this guy my little gate pass he gave me. He said, bring that back, and you were free to go. Free man I am. We're going to get out of here. Go to Calhoun. And until we get there, I'm going to get off here. And I will see y'all here in a little bit. Enough of my ranting and raving about money and loads and carpet and warehouses and stuff, right? I'll catch back up with y'all here in a little while. Be good till I get back. Hey, yo! How y'all doing? I'm on I-40 eastbound. We are about to jump off into the I-40 gorge here. Y'all ever been down into the valley, into the gorge over here on I-40? Be in it here in a minute. I'll let y'all see a little bit of it. I'm not going to do the whole thing because that'll eat up a big old long file there. I'll take you through some of it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous place. There was other ways I could have gone, but this is not an extremely heavy load. And this, if you're not loaded down real heavy, this is the most direct route to get to where I'm going. So since the last talk to you, let me see. Yeah, we got that second stop off, and I told you I'd holler at you when I got to Calhoun, Tennessee, and got that load picked up. Well, we went ahead and I drove on straight on to Calhoun. Uneventful. Got to the customer, and as it turns out, we keep a couple of trailers there, and that was a drop and hook load, and it was ready to go. So I was in there and out of there in 15-20 minutes total tops, and just took off and did some driving. We got on up to Knoxville, ran into some traffic from some sort of road incident. Must have been a very, very minor fender bender because there didn't seem to be any damage. But we got on through there, headed on 40, got on through Dandridge, and got to the 40-81 split, dove off on 40, and here we are. As you can see out the front, we got some hills out in front of us. That is some of the Great Smoky Mountains there. And we will be diving off in the middle of them here a couple more miles. I thought about stopping back at exit 435. I'm slightly less than 2 hours from where I've got to be, and this is a rare occasion when I don't have to drive late. And I was like, well, there's a Walmart there that I think I can park at, and there's a couple little places I can squeeze into and park for the night. Have me some places to walk to and stretch my legs and get out of the truck and have good cell phone reception for the internet and watch TV and whatnot. And I decided to just head on up the road and go a little further here. Decided to shorten my drive for tomorrow. I can sleep in every mile, every minute I drive further right now, another minute I can sleep in tomorrow. And it's 5:19, 5:20 Eastern time here, so, and I've got an open appointment until 2 p.m. to deliver this load, and then I've got like a 50 mile, 60 mile, 70 mile, I don't even know if it's that many miles, deadhead to my pickup after that in Piedmont, South Carolina. And load plan says 115, 130 on that. I'll probably, so I've got some time I'm going to have to kill tomorrow, so I can sleep in a little bit. But I'm probably going to try and get into that one early. Hopefully the live unload on this load in Rutherford, North Carolina, hopefully that goes quick and smooth so we can just boogie straight on over there to Piedmont and hopefully maybe get unloaded a little bit early and take off for Alabama. We'll be taking that to Rogersville, Alabama. My spidey senses tell me that tomorrow's load is going to be substantially heavier than the one I've got on right now. So I'm going to get that on there as early as I can and get going down the road and get some of that drive knocked out of the way because it'll be a little slower. And, shouldn't be bad though, shouldn't be bad. Here we are, we're pretty much out of the outskirts of the town there, and we're not fully into the gorge yet, but we will be going into it pretty soon. We're right on the outer edges of it, getting ready to go down and in, and we'll snake around. Lots of turns, lots of curves, kind of follows the river down, the river and the valley down through there. It's if you've never been through there, it's a beautiful ride. If you ever get a chance to go through there in a car, I highly encourage it. Depending on what kind of load you got, it's not the worst thing in the world in the truck, but if you're real heavy and you don't have just like one of them big super trucker, 600 horse motors under the hood, it can be a little time consuming and a little slow and a little frustrating. But my little Packard that could here with this load I've got on should be alright, and we should get right on through it. But as you can see from the camera view there, that one doesn't do it fully justice. We're just right in the middle of nothing but greenery, trees, beautiful. Now I'm going to shut this off just for a moment, although you're never going to know that because I'm going to fuse right back into it. I'm going to wait till we get a little further in here and reconvene so I can take you actually through a little bit more of the actual inner sanctum of the gorge here. So I'll be back in the snap of a finger. And just like that, with the snap of a finger, right here I am back again. Yeah, we are down and in amongst the mountains and the rocks and the river here, off to my passenger side right over here. Just right below that guardrail is the river. We're just riding right along, just following the path of that river at the moment. And it's the water's flowing good today, flowing real good. Looks absolutely gorgeous. I wish y'all could see it down there. Well, it's a little bit down, it's a little too far down and too much tree coverage still. Here before too much longer, some of the most gorgeous fall foliage that you'll ever see will be down in this area here. It turns absolutely gorgeous through here during the fall when see, it's nothing but trees down through here. It's a road and a whole lot of trees and boulders and rocks, and it just, nature does a spectacular show through here during the fall. It wasn't so many years ago. I mean, it's been quite a few years ago now, and it's happened more than once, but a good section of this was completely closed off to traffic altogether for a good long time. They had a big rock slide come down off into the road, and it caused quite a bit of havoc and took a long time to clean up and get back through. Yeah, we're down in here. We're now leaving the Cherokee National Forest, and here is the North Carolina state line. Now, we are officially gone from Tennessee to North Carolina now. We are in the Tar Heel State. Just like that. See, there's a sign right there, watch for slides and rocks in the road next 20 miles. Yeah. It's just over there to the left, it's just a steep mountain face, over there. So if the ground shifts a little bit, or you get days of rain or anything like that, stuff that's been hanging on for centuries, over time it'll eventually work itself loose. Gravity will take hold and it just brings it on down. And it did indeed do that. It was a pretty serious one. I can't remember what year that was or how long ago it was. It might have happened more than once since then. I just remember the one in particular. It's not the first time it's happened through here. Traffic on the my way going eastbound here, moving pretty steady and not real thick. Westbound there has been a real steady stream of traffic. Lots of trucks heading westbound. The river's a little drier down there in that part there. Way back there, it was like whitewater moving. It was moving pretty serious back there. A little drier right there, not as much action. But I do highly recommend y'all come through here at some point sometime. Come pass through in the fall. Come see these pretty leaves through here. It can get a little busy, a little more traffic, people coming to see them, but not quite as hectic and slow as trying to drive through Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and through the National Forest up there. You can you can go up to the National Park that way, and that goes deep off into the park there, back through, when you come out into it after passing through Gatlinburg and everything. And that's a big tourist attraction during the fall, and it can turn into a full day's drive, just barely creeping at a crawling pace through there, if you go on a busy tourist weekend see the leaves and all. So you can see stuff that's just as pretty down through here, and actually doing it with a little bit of free-flowing traffic, albeit through the park there. There's so many gorgeous pull-offs and stuff where you can get off and go chill by the river and, park your car and get out, and there's trails you can go hike and stuff. Pretty place up here in these Smoky Mountains and the Cherokee Forest and all that stuff. It really is. I'm gonna hop off here and start contemplating what my next move is here, about where I'm gonna stop. And I hope y'all enjoyed a little bit of a ride through the lush greenery of the mountain valley here, going through the gorge. I'll take y'all back through from the other direction at some point in time one of these days. But for now, I'm gonna get off and figure things out. Y'all be good till I get back, when I get ready to close this thing out. I'm not gone yet, because we've got a tunnel coming up here. And I made a little video about this not too long ago, and I got to show you that I do practice what I preach. Whenever you come up to a tunnel, it is just your duty as a fun-loving human being, especially when you've got an air horn. When you get up in these bad boys, you have to do this. You have to. State law. Yes, you know it is. Well, hello! We're in the sleeper. That must mean we're stopped somewhere. Yeah. We drove on up until we got, is this Waynesville, North Carolina? It's just after, a couple of miles after you pop out of the gorge area there. There's a pilot. I'm about 80 miles from where I need to be. There's a few other select options of places I could stay on the way to where I'm going, but it was getting to the point of the evening where it was, the the odds of getting a parking space were pretty much done for. And it just didn't seem like a good idea to me to go any further and risk not having a place to park. And I've got a little squish time to work with. So yeah, we decided to stop here at this Pilot, and I pulled in. This is a tiny Pilot. The parking lot is awful, 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 awful. Small, laid out bad, that I was able to somehow weasel my way into one of the very last spaces. Very awkwardly, very tightly, many turns and cuts and backups to avoid not taking somebody's hood, not having enough room really, but I got it in there. And here I be. Here I'm parked. We got it. We've been chilling out. I did something with a little short uploaded earlier. Go check that out. It's a funny one. It's about how to handle truck. With the only logical thing you ever need to say to trucking recruiters. Took a walk. There's nothing on this exit at all. There's this Pilot. Then there's another like little gas station. It might be a Shell or something. It's got room for 5, 6, 7 trucks to park in it, and it's got fuel pumps and all. But it also has a very nice little cafe. I saw it, and I didn't know what to think about it. I wasn't planning on eating out this evening, but I need to go stretch my legs, take a walk, and I want some good food. So I walked down there. It was called Wildwood. Do I have the receipt still in my pocket? Maybe. Is this the receipt from there? I don't want to get the name wrong. Haywood. The Haywood 209 Cafe here in Waynesville, North Carolina. It is on the opposite side of the exit from the Pilot. I went in there and checked it out. Really, really nice, clean, local family style cafe / diner. I was able to get a nice little seat up at the counter. They had booths and seats and everything, but I like sitting at the counter there. It's just my preference. And I got me some killer meatloaf and collard greens and pinto beans. I got me some of that good home style southern cooking. Man, I chase that stuff down. I'm at heart will always be a very small town southern boy. There ain't no taking that out of me. I love my beans, I love my greens, I love my mashed potatoes and my meatloaf and my biscuits and my cornbread. I had cornbread on that plate too. Yeah. Good eats. I love my southern comfort and soul food. Man, I love it all. I grew up on that authentic food. That was one little activity I had this evening. And I've been in the truck. I read a couple of pages of a book. Did some, what else did I do? Took my walk there. I've been talking back and forth to Aaron there. I'm about to edit this video up and put it out for the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 y'all to watch. I appreciate the ones of you that do. And we've just been trying to have us a relaxing evening here. I actually didn't have to run late into the night tonight. I was stopped by 6:30, whatever. And that was a very nice change. And I just took the opportunity to chill out. I'm gonna get me a few good hours of sleep tonight too. Can't wait to do that. Let me see what else to tell you about. All right, musical recommendation of the day. Erin was telling me about what she was listening to today, and it got me to thinking. I think this was it took me back to the 90s here. She was listening to an album that I'd either just forgotten about or had never listened to. I was a big fan of the band Candlebox, particularly their very first 2 records. Back when they had their original OG lineup, still had their original guitar player, Peter Klett. I guess their 3rd album they released somehow got by me. I think it came out in 98. It's called Happy Pills. And I think I might have listened to it once or twice way back when. And I decided to follow her lead and listen to that today, and really good record. I think that might have been Peter Klett's last record with him. I'm not positive. He might have done one more, but that was kind of the end of the first era of Candlebox there, and I'm glad I listened to it. It was really good, really good. That was The original incarnation of that band was excellent. Every member of the band was great. Peter Klett is just such a way underrated guitar player and songwriter, and Kevin Martin is such an amazing vocalist and all. There's Candlebox is still going strong touring and stuff, but Peter Klett is not with them anymore. He sporadically plays with them every now and again, like on hometown shows and stuff like that. And he'll go out and do like anniversary shows and stuff. So they're still on good terms and all. He just decided to do different things with his life. I follow him on Facebook, and he's real fascinating to follow and is doing real well with himself. And he still plays with him sometimes and still does other things on his own. But Happy Pills by Candlebox. Go back to 1998 and check that album out. I did today, and it was either a reminder to me that it was good or it was good the first time. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure I'd listened to it at some point on another Candlebox kick at one time, but I was really big with them on the first two records, and then just kind of lost touch with them over the years as far as new output goes. But they've never not been on my mind. It's one of my really, really favorite bands, their early stuff. But we're running this clip long. I don't want to bore you. Might already have. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to go. There's your music. Candlebox, Happy Pills. Wherever you're at, whatever time it is, have a good morning, good night, good afternoon, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is. All of you are going to be seeing this. The ones of you that watch it are going to be seeing it at different times. So, blanket greetings or good nights to all of you there. As I always have been saying recently, whatever you do, be good or be good at it. And I like to leave you with the quotes of the great Red Green from the Red Green Show. Fellas, if the ladies don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Write that down, memorize it, and live it. Until this next time, bye-bye. See y'all on the next one. We'll go for another ride.